It's alive. We're doing it again. We're doing it again. I got rainbows on my leg. We're doing it again. I'm alive still. I've been praying. I was like, okay, you know, if I die before I wake, you know, Lord, you could take my soul or something like that. But nah, I'm here again. I don't know if it's that's because I'm bad or because I'm good, but there are rainbows on my leg, so that makes it better. All right, we're gonna start verbal autobiography, and I don't know, weird stories from my life recently. My mom found my dog's tooth. She's an old crusty little chihuahua that looks young still, which I love. She is absolutely my fucking familiar. Not my spirit animal, but my familiar. And my mom was like, look, Gracie's tooth. And then we were kind of like, I think we were like I was thinking, should we save it? But before I was asked, should we save it? I asked her the real question. Does it smell? I didn't smell it, but she was like, yeah, it smelled. It isn't a crusty old chihuahua tooth. I wish I was creative enough to think of an old crusty chihuahua imaginary friend when I was a kid, but nah. Gracie serves her role. I've never had a pet that was more my familiar than her, and I've had a black cat, which are lucky in Japan. All right, so yeah, questions from here. Also, I did get a good writing question, which I really appreciate. I'm glad to respond to NGL, because as much as I love my little bitch robot ChatGPT, it does not always give the best answers. So but because I don't know, and I don't know if I'll cut, I don't know what I'll cut. Use AI to do it, so I feel like there was a thing that I don't fucking care. What I do care about is that the chance that the way live works, that I answer a question for someone who wrote in, it's not going to be like in the first few seconds. So I'm going to finish this page, and I wrote the questions on the back, which I figure that's what we'll do. All right, let's start with I think there's 3 left on this page. What's a silly childhood habit or phrase your family still teases you about? Still nothing really. I was always kind of like a shock speaker. Like I would learn things that I knew I wasn't really supposed to say, and then reserve them for moments that I wanted. I don't know, just wanted to add some spark to something. I don't fucking know. When I was a little bit older, my parents would call me, I was a teenager more so, but still a young teenager kind of, shock and awe, which was a thing that they said, George Bush was saying at the time. They're that's totally Amy, because she'll come in and just say something crazy and then huff off. She's just coming in to try and shock us with something crazy. Alright, yeah. Alright. What's the most ridiculous lie you were told as a kid and got away with? Oh my God. I feel so bad because I lied about this in catechism class. I don't think I've ever told this to anyone, except for maybe a mall Santa. Maybe a mall Santa. Shit. I lied about having Charizard cards more than I had. Yeah. If you're a hot enough kid, you could just get molested for a Charizard card. What's something totally random you were really passionate about as a child? So sad, because I was into I didn't know stand-up comedy, but I was into laughter. I was into making people laugh and making a scene and dressing up and kind of shit like that. And even dressing up but then making a scene and I don't mean it I mean it in an entertaining way. I wanted to entertain people. I wanted to be entertaining. I liked to be entertained myself. I always kind of feel even now I have to kind of get over this or something, help myself. But I'll feel I have this feeling of always performing, but I do think that's okay because it makes me a good character. Because I will perform good, even when there aren't people around, but I also will always be weird, whether people are around or not. Because I've cultivated a certain character. And and especially now that I'm being allowed to like be it, it's like, oh my God, super indulgent. I don't want to get away from it. I had to always hide or mask, as they say. Like, I mean, I skirted it for a few years in school, and then I just wanted a mask for the sake of like kids like weird kids, but preteens don't like weird preteens. What kids I knew liked other weird kids. Especially little kids. But preteens be like preteens. That's like basically a kid. Preteen's not hot. That's a child. That's the older part of child. Sims should have had a whole fucking group for it. Alright. Yeah, so that's it. So now, really fun transition from something totally random that you were really passionate about as a child is the only writing question I got, and it is squirting. Can we talk about squirting? Can we talk about squirting? Yes, we can. I've never squirted. I have never had a one-on-one conversation with a woman about it. Although I've been in a group conversation where they've talked about it. Although I always check out more, because they're so distracting. There's a few comics that have things they make like that it's pee, and I definitely could not argue that. I honestly don't think I've had enough hard orgasms with other people to even get close to that kind of thing. Not really the porn type I watch either, but we can definitely talk about it, which is really what the question was, and then I did. Not squirt, but talk about it. Alright, hell yeah. This might be the last page other than stupid daily reflection questions, which are a little too personal sometimes. Yeah, how are you done? Alright, did you have a strange favorite food or weird food combination as a kid? I mean, to this day, if my food shit got so messed up so young that I still have my inner child is an alcoholic. My inner child is a frat boy, and he is gonna graduate. My inner child is an alcoholic, but I think it went to college, and it's really, really doubling down on the alcoholism. But he's gonna graduate. He's a philosopher. My alcoholic inner child is now a frat boy in college majoring in philosophy, and I am learning to love my inner child. I love my inner child more than my now self. I'm I see it, I accept it. I am like that. So yeah, I'm a big fan. So I just saw Merry fucking Christmas in August, Merry fucking Christmas, that they are already doing pre-orders for the Cheez-It gingerbread houses, which are, I guess, Cheez-It houses for Christmas. And talk about weird fucking foods. Since I was, eating disorders will get you eating some weird shit. But dipping Cheez-Its and yogurt, particularly Dannon yogurt, the lowest calorie kind. I don't but I I'll eat creamier yogurt now. I don't fucking care. I do care. I really fucking care. I just have to live, and I don't want to, but I have to. Because if I do, it gets good. It gets good enough to be damn, I'm glad I lived. And honestly, every moment since I really wanted to die, it has been damn, I'm glad I lived. Not the morning after. That's a lie. Okay, not maybe the whole fucking year. Just comedy helps. Comedy helps. And that's if you have a sense of humor and you want to laugh. That's if you have jokes and you want to tell them. And that's if you're a place that wants to make it comfortable enough for us to do the thing of comedy. That's the 3 parts comedy. This Cali weed good, but my mouth, my throat tickly, or it's I've been kissing too many mics, getting too close to them anyway. That's funny. What was the most embarrassing thing you remember doing at school? I think I mentioned it before, that I started my period in 6th grade, which in an elementary school means that, so like for women, we have like a little, what I call the dignity, or the red tent dignity sort of little like receptacle, so you could put in your stuff without having to carry your bloody ass shit across the bathroom floor. In elementary schools, they didn't have this when I was growing up, because the odds were fraught for the ladies, and I was at the, I was 9-ish when the millennial, I don't fucking know, 8 or 9 when the, in 2000, I turned 9. It doesn't fucking matter, the numbers. What matters is they did not have like a redhead dignity receptacle for me in the elementary school, so I just had to walk my bloody ass shit across the floor, which most girls at this point don't have it. Like, it made me actually kind of super, I don't know. When I would like substitute in older classrooms, I was a little more lenient with the girls using the bathroom without like shit reason. I was like, yeah, if you want to go to the bathroom, and like sometimes less so for the guys, especially depending on how much I knew the boy and how much I knew they maybe try to flush shit down the toilet they shouldn't have, even in 6th grade. I was a good substitute teacher. Because you know what they say, if you can't do, and I can't do shit. Not even a dom at doing, I'm not even a dom at subbing. I don't fucking know. All right, this is kind of a repeat question, but I want to repeat and answer it. Did you ever try to run away from home? How far did you get? So, as a teenager, I like, and I'm not proud of not, even at the moment, even like, I rudely dipped out of shit for family, because I was like, you're going to force me to do family shit off. Someone pick me up at the end of the street. Watch me just be gone for days. Like, just watch me. But it's not like those are great circumstances. And I do want to say, I feel very blessed coming off of learning. I feel very blessed for, actually, to start off, for the people who did pick me up and make sure I was okay, who gave me a place to shower and rest and be like relatively all right during, like, when I would do shit like this. And then second, for my family and stuff for forgiving me. Especially because there's some people who are so past now, it's like, I gotta like hopes and prayers that they did. And then, when I was a kid, I just did the dramatic runaway because I love to make a scene. So I would, be upset, and then I would, like, take my little, like, bag of snacks and, like, I don't know, fucking book. And then I would go out to the garage and hide somewhere in the garage and just, like, read a couple chapters of the book, finish my snacks off, and then realize no one was going to look for me. It'd be, like, 3 hours. I'm like, oh, shit, not even three chapters. Like, I needed more snacks. And what was the strangest thing you believed in? One of my favorite okay, ADD. I just had this occur. I remember one time running away and being like a dramatic little kid, but it being one of the times that my little brother was starting to get like more personality. Like, he was born just a little bread lump human that cried all the time, took a lot of attention, and then he like started to get like, he was like quiet, and but he was like a person. Like, he started to become a person. The first time I did like that runaway thing where I was like, I'm just gonna go at that point probably like a fucking picture book out to the garage and like read it. I remember one time like doing it, and my brother followed me, and he was like realistically crying, like, don't leave me, or don't leave us even, like, and this also used to be the kid, my mom would leave and he would just sit by the door and cry until she came home. And I remember one time too, probably not long after this, I like brought him a picture of my mom, like while he was crying by the door, just like patted him on the head and like gave him a picture of my mom. And then I like remember like leaving and then coming back and like sitting by him. I leave my phone in the, my phone's been ran over, and I leave my backpack in the backseat so often. So I am not anyone to advise anyone on anything, but I am grateful to have had a sibling. All right, what was the strangest thing you believed in or were afraid of as a kid? Strangest? The strangest thing I believed in was that the people in power did stuff just for the good of people and not for just like profit. Because the people I was blessed enough to be very, very close with at a very young age didn't value profit over other people, or even just like the planet, or even just like shit, like I don't know, the animals or whatever other shit. So I just assumed that was an everyone thing. And honestly, from what I found, it is kind of an everyone thing. But, and I pray to the point I want to assume that people in power, it's similar now. You know, it's like that. It's the people in power right now are valuing the good of people. They're not just playing games and wasting time. Although time can't be wasted, so on them. But they're just not like, not doing what they could do with the gifts they've been given. Always value people. I hate that trickery is such a part of politics, but what do we fucking do right now? I'll tell you what we do. I have no idea what's going on in politics. I just say the bullshit, say, I don't even know if there's trickery going on in politics. Everything could have been worked out. I haven't checked in. I'm not caught up. What's a fashion choice you insisted on as a kid that you cringe about now? Absolutely nothing except for, puberty hit me hard. I wear a lot of big hoodies. If I could have a hoodie go as close to my knees as possible, I was like, that's a good hoodie. But even now I have hoodies that are like that, and I'm like, I'm not going to wear pants with this hoodie. Yeah, all right. I think that's it for what I have. I have like some other question things, but that's what I have here. So I guess I'm going to close this out right now. Have more questions next time. Good job. If anyone hears this, good job. I don't know if you've been told it recently, but it doesn't fucking matter. You probably are never told it enough. Good job. It's not easy to exist, and it is very rarely comfortable. And like the almost like sometimes the challenge of being a good person almost means facing fear of like, maybe I'm not going to be comfortable, or like, you know, I'm not like some kind of thing. And we have to almost do it on the regular, including just like getting up out of fucking bed. That's why I'm like, it's hard to get out of bed because I'm like, I'm comfortable when I wake up. I don't really want to ruin this cocoon of comfort I got going on. I have to fucking get up and live. Like, but I'm not the only one. So hell yeah. Hell yeah, people doing this. If you hear this, you deserve to hear it. If you don't hear this, you still deserve to hear it. Everyone hearing it will send out vibes to those people. Not that they have to watch it, just so we know. It's not a thing. This is just a lot of me babbling. I love people and I recognize the struggle. I got so lucky. But call me a little pussy ass bitch until you have to carry a bloody ass tampon across the floor of 6th graders who are so skinny hot that they haven't had their period yet. Maybe I'll see you in the real world. Hell yeah. Thank you for listening.